Make sure to subscribe.
All right, subscribe. Swipe up. Swipe up.
You gotta say your channel too.
Yeah, that's a good
Subscribe. It's my name. Swipe up.
You gotta say it.
All right, so get your calculators out. Come on, let's go.
To get
Put this matrix in. Get on your front screen.
Alpha zoom.
Right? If you have the alpha zoom feature, do that. If you have to put it in,
Alpha
do that.
zoom.
I can't see what it is now. Is it a
It's
2x2?
right on your paper.
It's
too.
3, 1, negative 4, 2.
Right on your paper.
Stupid.
Hey, stop it.
I'm talking to myself.
I don't care who you're talking to. Alright, so we want 3, 1,
Negative 4.
negative 4,
2.
right? Do we all have it on our screen? If you put it into the like matrix A or B or C, did you pull it out already?
Yes.
Good. Alright, so what I want you to do then, we're going to take the inverse of this. To do that, you're going to hit the X to the negative 1 button and hit enter.
Whoa.
And that's your inverse.
That was literally why we do all that work
Why
yesterday.
did we have?
Literally, it's so.
Here's another trick too, because it's not always going to be nice decimals like this.
I got it already.
You can
before
change
said
it to reduced fractions by hitting math.
I already did it.
Enter on the FRAC. Enter one more time. Boom, you have reduced fractions.
I did that even
we
before
couldn't
he.
do yesterday.
Oh, what the heck?
What's that?
This is what you said we couldn't do.
No, this is what I told you we were going to do today.
Wait, what was the
What
fraction
the
thing
big
again?
difference?
What's that?
Math. Fraction. Oh wait.
Math, and then it's the first one.
But you can press it.
Enter, enter. You can hit 1, enter if you want.
Why couldn't you just?
Okay? Did everybody figure it out?
Yeah.
Alright, from now on, if you get asked to do an inverse, you can just use your calculator.
Oh,
Alright, you don't have to do it, unless it specifically says do it by hand, which I can't imagine we're going to have you do. It'll be on your calculator. Okay? Cool? Cool. Sweet? Sweet. Okay.
Banana.
Cool beans.
I don't want cool beans.
Alright, use inverse matrices to solve matrix equations. That's what we're going to do today. Alright, so like you can look on your paper. There's a matrix equation right in front of you.
Where?
There are 3 pieces to a matrix equation. There's a coefficient matrix,
A variable.
there's a variable matrix,
A constant.
and a constant matrix.
Good job, Jared.
Alright, there's 3 pieces. And once you write them down, I'm going to show you why they're called those things. Alright, so you can write them down in those nice little boxes we gave you.
Why did you make it so big?
I write too big.
I write big, but I mean.
Literally have to write like huge.
Alright?
Oh wait. My
Coefficient, variable, constant.
doesn't even.
Now, the reason we call them those is because this is actually a system of equations. Right? We're going to get into solving systems in like Unit 8 this semester, I believe. And we're going to use matrices to solve some of our systems. Now, what it would look like as a system would be 7x plus 5y equals 3, 3x minus 2y equals 22. Right? You've seen a system of equations before, right? It's the same exact thing, but now it's written as a matrix. This is the coefficient matrix because they're the coefficients for my variables. This is the variable matrix because obviously they are my variables. And then I have the constant matrix, which is what it's equal to. It's equal to a constant. So that's why we call them those things. It is an actual system of equations. And like I said, we are going to use matrices in our systems unit to solve them. Alright? So that's where those names come from. Alright, so to solve, to find x and y, here's what we're going to do.
Why did you make so many lines?
To find the values of the variable matrix, we are going to take the inverse of the coefficient matrix. So the inverse of that first matrix. Once we've taken the inverse of that first matrix, we are going to multiply it by the constant matrix. So to find our variables, we're going to take the inverse of our coefficient matrix, multiply it by the constant matrix. The product is the values in our variable matrix. Pretty simple, right?
Yep.
So in other words, what we're going to do is we're going to take the inverse of our first matrix multiplied by our second matrix. That's how you want to write it. You can write it as like inverse of matrix A times matrix B if you want. I mean, you don't have to though.
I'm not gonna.
Alright? Any questions on that?
No, sir.
Let's try it once. So here's what it looks like. This is the same problem as up top, right? To find x and y, what we're going to do is we're going to take the inverse of our first matrix. So we're going to take 7, 5, 3, negative 2. Take the inverse and we're going to multiply it by 3, 22. Right? Now, when you are doing your problems on your homework, when you're doing your problems on the test, you need to show me this. You need to show me what you're going to put in your calculator. Now, Miss Furman, I think, is making her students actually write out the inverse matrix times the other one. I'm not going to make you do that. If you want to just put this here, that's fine with me. It's your first matrix with a negative 1 to it. That means the inverse. I'm okay with that. All right? So make sure that you're writing this out and it should equal something. We should get an answer matrix, right? What'd you get?
4, negative 5.
4, negative 5.
Stop spoiling the answer.
Please tell me somebody else got it.
Now we said that's equal to our variable matrix. That's equal to xy. Now, I'm kind of picky about this. I don't think Miss Furman or Miss Jackson are as picky with their classes. But I like you to write out x equals 4. Y equals negative 5. I want you to actually answer the question, what are x and y? Right? I don't want you to just leave it as a matrix.
That's fine.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, it's better than
Yeah.
writing it out. I hope.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Wait, what?
Any questions on that? Alright, we're going to do 2 together. Then you're going to do 2 on your own.
2. Can we
And then we're done for the day.
We do
I
one
don't
every
know.
one.
Can we make
Let's
it
skip
three?
one.
Yeah.
What if we
Um,
all,
one
what
that
if we
we
all
do.
get the first one right?
How about this? We'll do the first 2 together.
If we get the first
We're
one.
actually, we can skip this one, that's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll do this,
I
we'll
just
do
started
3.
doing it.
Oh.
Ooh,
I meant skip the ones that we do by
yeah.
ourselves.
No. Alright, here we go. So, I'm going to take the inverse. 1, 3, 2, negative 1, 2, 1,
Gosh, dang.
4, 1, negative 2. I want the inverse of that coefficient matrix. I want the inverse of that first matrix times 2, negative 1, negative 1. Now I know I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself, but I want you to write that out. You need to write out what you're putting in your calculator. If you don't write it out on the test, it will be marked wrong. Alright? I get you're going to do a lot of your work in your calculator, but you still need to show me what you're putting in there. Alright? So go ahead and do that in your calculator quick.
Whoa, that's big now. No, I hit enter accident.
Just look.
That's fine. Yeah,
Multiply
just
it.
go
Oh.
times and then put your other one in.
Oh.
Did I get it right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did anyone get an answer?
Not yet.
You know I got it.
Not yet, or yes?
I messed up once.
Yes.
again.
Maybe?
Yes, I think I.
You did? What'd you get?
1, negative 1, 6.
1, negative 1, 2. So then, like I said, I'd really like you guys to write out x equals 1, y equals negative 1, z equals 2.
You write your Z's like that too?
Yeah.
Come
It looks like, it
on.
looks like
okay,
7
this-
equals 2.
But otherwise it's gonna look like a 2.
Now it looks like a 7.
I did
Yeah.
that one.
I literally just wrote down a 7 because you
Alright. Any questions?
No, sir.
You have 2 to do on your own. I will give you a couple minutes and then I will put the answers on the board and you can check your answers with the ones on the board. Cool?
Yep.
Sweet.
Pull out.
Swipe up.
I gotta get my appearance though. Just in case you ended it. Alright, I gotta give you it.
Not the team.
I think they want to see the answers to you do. They can like fast forward like 2 minutes though, probably.
Yeah.
No.
They'll probably see the ending though.
Come on.
Because they want to see the answers.
I'm confused. I don't know why I just did that. Like I just confused myself.